Welcome to MAXIE'S Bracket Breakdown. First off, I want to congratulate you. You made the right move. You came to someone that has an expertise in this field. This is what I do for a living. You don't go to a janitor to do your taxes, do you? You come to the people that know most. So take out that pencil or pen, feel comfortable with the pen, and I will tell you how to win your office pool. We're going to start in the East. Duke is at the top of the list. Interesting local matchup. They're going to end up playing North Dakota State. North Dakota State's key guard, Vinny Shahid from Hopkins High School, against Duke and Trey Jones from Apple Valley High School. The Bison are great in football and pretty good in basketball, but not good enough to beat Duke. The rest of the field gets a little bit cluttered. VCU, UCF, you can take VCU, it doesn't matter. Nobody's getting past Duke. Liberty's interesting because they made the tournament for the first time in a long time. Virginia Tech and St. Louis, not much interest there. Maryland hasn't been good enough down the stretch to make any noise. LSU's got too much controversy. They'll beat Yale, and that's it. Now we get to the Gophers in Louisville. Great matchup for the Gophers. Why? Louisville still hasn't really figured out who they are. With the first-year head coach, Coach Mack is good. They're just kind of okay. And every time you think they're pretty good, they're not. Gophers, a little bit of the same with more experience. Take the Gophers. Michigan State underneath them. You never bet against Tom Izzo in the early rounds of a tournament. He's just too good a coach. At the end of the day, it will be Michigan State against Duke in the region finals. Izzo recruited Trey and Tyus Jones and came up short. He's going to come up short again, unfortunately, because Zion Williamson and Trey Jones and Duke and their fabulous freshmen are a little bit too much. Blue Devils big in the East. Let's move on to the West that has a lot of what I would call X factors. Gonzaga's #1 seed for sure. They just got beat by St. Mary's, though, in the conference tournament. Are they good? Yeah. Are they great? No. They'll win round one for sure. Syracuse and Baylor. How does Syracuse continue to recover from what happened to Jim Boeheim and the tragedy that beset him this year? Here's why I like Baylor. His name is Freddie Gillespie. Went to Eastridge High School, Carleton College, transferred from there and walked on at Baylor. All of a sudden, he's a fan favorite, and oh yeah, one of the starters many nights for the Bears. Marquette has Theo John from Champlain Park. He's having a good year. They got no trouble with Murray State. Florida State's got a good team. They gave Duke all they could handle. Buffalo's obviously a chic pick. Texas Tech is very good. Nevada, here's your upset. Florida beats Nevada. Why? Look at the way Nevada has trended from one of the top teams in the country to right here. Now, even though they've got a number of seniors in their starting lineup, Eric Musselman, his father used to coach here, has done a good job, but all of a sudden, they're fading fast. Here's my team. Here's the team. You have to say yes to Michigan. Why? Because look at the way they're playing right now. John Beilein's one of the great coaches in the country. They can shoot the three, and man, can they defend. Just ask the Golden Gophers. Everything that they want to do well, they're doing really well right now. So take Michigan, and take Michigan over Gonzaga in the finals in the West. Let's move on to the South, where again it lacks a real dominant team. Even the best ones are vulnerable. Tony Bennett, head coach at Virginia. Gotta like the program that he's built, so you take him early. Mississippi, Oklahoma, coin toss, take Mississippi. Wisconsin, Brad Davison, Nathan Reavers, both from here, local ties. Playing better basketball during the second half of the season, take them. Kansas State, okay, they're okay. Nova, Jay Wright, never bet against him. Last year, of course, they won the national championship. He lost some players, but he's not going to lose in the first round. Purdue will make a statement. Plenty of rest. Pay attention to that. They didn't play themselves out in the Big Ten tournament. They got beat in the first round. That plays to their favor here because they got fresh legs. Cincinnati and Iowa. Iowa fading at the end of the year. Cincy an easy pick. Tennessee, when they're good, they're great. Easy pick for the Volunteers. Now, watch as this thing manifests itself, because here's what they really want to see. They want to see Virginia win here, and they want to see Wisconsin win here. They probably will. Why? Tony Bennett, the coach of Virginia's father, Dick Bennett, used to coach at Wisconsin. A made-for-TV matchup. They'll get it, but Virginia wins there. After that, you get into, Villanova will make a little bit of noise. Tennessee, though. Tennessee. They've been playing so well at the end of the year. They're coming to Minneapolis for the Final Four. Too athletic to be stopped along the way in the South. So who is the best in the Midwest? Well, you got to go with North Carolina right off the top. They've played well. They beat Duke. They're a very good basketball team. They're very well coached. Again, this is a recording, right? Utah State, kind of fun because they haven't been there as much. Here's why they win. Washington comes from the Pac-12. The Pac-12 is terrible. Just one team made it, and that was Washington. That's all you need to know. That schedule was terrible, didn't prepare them. Utah State gets a gift in the first round. Auburn's okay, they'll be pretty good. Bruce Pearl's done a nice job and has a lot of experience as a coach. Kansas, now there's some things hanging over this program right now, but they're good enough to win the first game of it. Iowa State is fun. Iowa State is fun because each and every year it seems like you kind of count them out and they win. Ohio State, up and down, go with the Cyclones. Houston, Calvin Sampson, the head coach, he's rebuilt that program. A great record for a very good reason. They play the game the right way. Wofford and Seton Hall, okay, chic pick Wofford, not going to happen. Take Seton Hall. Kentucky, Reed Travis, De La Salle High School, he's made a big difference with this team. He was really all that they needed. You got to go with Kentucky. Now, as this thing moves on, it's kind of an easy one to pick. North Carolina is much better than Utah State. North Carolina is much better than Auburn or Kansas right now. Move it down the line. Oh yeah, Iowa State's going to be okay, but they're not going to be as good as UK. UK and UNC in the final, you got to take UK. I like Calipari, and I won't say it again. The difference is a local kid, Reed Travis. So now we get to the big day. Final Four, April 6th, right here, US Bank Stadium. Duke and Michigan. Michigan's on a roll. They're playing really well. Duke is young, energetic. They've now got Zion back in the fold. Take Duke just because they've got so many first-round picks. Even though they're young, they're so good. Remind me a little bit of the Fab Five and the other Michigan team back in the day. Tennessee and UK. Tennessee's good. John Calipari is great as a coach and a great big game coach. So now you get Duke and Kentucky, just like you did a few years ago, only Duke has a different Jones running the team. Tyus Jones, as a freshman, won the national championship by beating Wisconsin after Wisconsin beat Kentucky in the semifinals. Nobody saw them coming. This year, it's the other Jones' turn. Trey Jones, now the freshman point guard for Duke, gets it done against UK in a good one. Duke, for the third time that they've played the Final Four here in Minneapolis, there's been one constant. Duke won the first two, and Duke will win the third one.